Have you ever wondered how your favorite app just knows what you want? Or how a bank can keep track of millions of transactions like every single day without missing a beat? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden language that powers pretty much our entire digital world. Yep, we're talking about SQL.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Your social media feed, your online shopping cart, your banking app, even the AI that suggests what movie you should watch next. Behind the scenes, there's this constant, invisible conversation going on. So, what language are they all speaking?
And the answer, believe it or not, is this one language that's actually been around for decades: SQL. That stands for Structured Query Language. And it's not just for the tech giants, it is the invisible framework for almost every single piece of data you interact with every single day.
Okay, so let's get into it. What exactly is this universal language of data?
Right, SQL, Structured Query Language. At its heart, it's basically the universal translator for talking to something called a relational database. Now, if you think of a database as just a massive, perfectly organized digital filing cabinet, SQL is the language you use to ask that cabinet to find stuff, add new stuff, or change the information inside. It's all stored super neatly in tables, kind of like spreadsheets on steroids.
So, what can you actually do with this language? Well, it all boils down to four fundamental superpowers. You can create new data, like adding a new user to an app. You can read it, to find what you're looking for. You can update it when things change, like if you get a new shipping address. And of course, you can delete data when it's no longer needed. These four actions, they're the simple building blocks for pretty much everything the internet does.
Okay, I know that all sounds a little abstract, right? So let's make it way more concrete. We're going to walk through your very first conversation with a database. And trust me, it is way simpler than you think. So let's imagine we just want a database to say hello. We can't just yell at it. First, we need a place to put our message. So we create the database. That's our big filing cabinet. Then, inside that cabinet, we need an organized spot, so we build a table and call it greetings. That's our folder. Now we can finally insert our message, which is like putting a little note inside that folder. And once all that is set up, we can make our request. Hey, show me the note. And this is what is so cool about SQL. Look how readable that is. To get our message back, the command is literally select the message from our greetings table. It's almost plain English. The database knows exactly where to look and then shows you what you asked for. Simple as that. Now here's something really interesting that our source material from Geeks for Geeks suggests. They say, try a little experiment. Run this command, but instead of hello world, use your own name. It's such a small change, but it really makes the whole concept click. All of a sudden, you're not just running some random code. You're seeing how a real system stores and retrieves a piece of information that's actually personal to you. It makes it real. All right, so saying hello is a fun start, but let's be real. The true power of SQL gets unlocked when we go from asking these simple little questions to asking really complex, insightful ones. So let's see what that looks like. Over on the left, you've got our simple hello query, but on the right, that's where the potential really explodes. This is where you can ask questions that combine data from different tables all at once. It's the difference between asking what's in this folder and asking something like, show me all the customers from New York who bought running shoes in the last 30 days and spent over $50. See the difference? That's how you go from just fetching data to actually generating powerful business insights. So, how do you ask these smarter questions? Well, you just expand your vocabulary. You use things called clauses to filter for exactly what you need. You use aggregate functions to do math on the fly, like calculating total sales or finding an average rating. But honestly, the real magic is in the joins. This is the tool that lets you weave together totally separate pieces of information, like a user table and a purchase history table, into a single powerful answer. So, why should any of this matter to you? Because understanding this language isn't just some technical exercise. It's a gateway to some of the most exciting and in-demand careers on the entire planet. Let's take a look at what that actually means. So, who uses SQL? Honestly, a better question might be who doesn't. Data scientists basically live and breathe this stuff to uncover insights. Machine learning engineers totally depend on it to feed clean data into their AI models. That website you just visited, you bet a web developer used SQL to manage your user account. It is truly the backbone of our entire data-driven economy. And all that demand, it translates directly into some incredible career opportunities. Let's actually put some numbers on this.
As a data analyst, you're looking at an average salary around $85,000. If you specialize as an SQL developer, that can climb past $150,000. And if you're working with absolutely massive data sets as a big data engineer, well, the potential just keeps going up. That's right. For a top-tier big data engineer, a role where being fluent in SQL is completely fundamental, salaries can hit as high as $300,000 a year. That's the kind of power that comes from knowing how to ask the right questions in our huge digital world. So let's bring it all home. SQL isn't just another programming language. It is the foundational skill. It's the bedrock that our modern, data-driven world is built on. Learning it means you're learning to unlock the value that's hidden in all the data that's swirling around us. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. We are living in a world that is generating an unimaginable amount of data every single second. The language to make sense of it all is right here. So the only question left is, what questions will you ask?